Mikey and Kate face a straightforward challenge that promises a life-changing reward. They are tasked with spending 50 days inside a white, featureless room without any contact with the outside world, with the potential to win $5 million. If only one of them completes the challenge, the prize reduces to $1 million. Additionally, they have the option of 2 treats, available for a small cash penalty to help them through the ordeal. Initially, the couple approaches the challenge with determination, relying on a mix of partnership and individual coping mechanisms. Mikey engages in philosophical ramblings, while Kate turns to meditation and affirmations. Mike considers themselves fortunate to have found this opportunity, while Kate sees it as a second chance they deserve. However, she suggests the idea of splitting the money to make things simpler. Kate's plan is to invest the money, a prospect that Mike finds boring. He envisions his future as one filled with parties and enjoyment without having to worry about money. After the AI voice reminds them of the rules, they explore the Immaculate area, realizing that everything is white with only a bed and a bench. The bathroom is simple, and the rules specify they can only enter one at a time. They also notice a red button that allows them to leave, a touch screen for requesting treats, and a large clock above the exit door that counts down the remaining time in the experiment. Their meals are meticulously designed to meet their daily nutritional requirements, consisting of a flavorless white shake that comes in a white carton. The room is equipped with automatic lights that change throughout the day to signal morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime when night falls. The touch screen allows them to set up an alarm clock. While Mike plans to treat this experience as a vacation and sleep late, Kate opts for an early alarm to maintain some sense of routine. On their first night, Mike attempts to engage with Kate intimately, but she is concerned about potential surveillance by the professor. Despite her reservations, they discreetly proceed under the covers. When morning arrives, Kate goes to the bathroom to look at herself in the mirror and recite affirmations to boost her spirits and keep her goals fresh. After both showering, they discard their clothes into the bathroom's laundry chute, receiving plain pajamas in return, though these at least have some color. In an effort to pass the time, Kate theorizes about Voyan's motives for running the experiment. Mike shares information about a documentary he watched detailing Voyan's previous experiment that ended tragically for a blue-collar family. The exact reasons behind Voyan's actions remain unknown. All that is certain is that he possesses a substantial amount of money and enjoys placing people in unique circumstances, driven by his fascination with the human condition. Keeping themselves entertained becomes a challenge sooner than expected. Kate enjoys meditating, while Mike often stares at the clock and engages in philosophical tangents, such as analyzing the meaning of the color white or discussing the proper direction for brushing teeth, drawing upon his art school knowledge. Despite Kate's reminders to focus on the prize and not to fixate on the clock, Mike's difficulty sleeping makes it challenging to maintain a positive mindset. Kate adheres to her routine of affirmations and bed-making, striving to uplift Mike's spirits. While Kate meditates, Mike attempts to stay active by running. Together, they play hand-clapping games, Marco Polo, and even dance. Each time they exchange their dirty pajamas, they receive identical replacements. After a few weeks, something unusual occurs. Mike discovers a bug that has infiltrated the room. After baby-talking to the bug, Mike attempts to feed it some of the meal shake. However, the AI voice intervenes, reminding them that food is strictly for the contestants' consumption. Concerned about the bug's survival, Mike requests a way to let it out, assuring that he has no intention of leaving. Kate explains to Mike that the speaker through which the AI voice communicates seems to be one way, as she has already attempted to communicate through it. Mike decides to push the button to open the door, sparking an argument. Kate is convinced that pushing the button, even if Mike doesn't leave and only reaches out for the bug, will result in them losing the experiment. After placing the insect down, Mike asserts that the bug is a living being, accusing Kate of lacking compassion. In response, Kate accuses him of condescension, pointing out that she is not a vegan like him. The argument escalates, with Kate finally confessing that she believes Mike only adopted veganism to rebel against his well-off father, who provided him with everything he needed, preventing him from experiencing real hardship. She suggests that Mike now seeks artsy street cred. Attempting to disengage from the conversation, Kate inadvertently steps on the bug. Mike struggles to believe her explanation that it was an accident, and she apologizes. Mike spends the rest of the day sulking in a corner until he decides that doing nothing is detrimental to his well-being. Despite Kate's disapproval, Mike decides to request a treat, willing to sacrifice $100,000 from their prize. Kate's consent is not required, and Mike's treat turns out to be a single green crayon. It's not much, but at least now Mike can do his art on the walls. After watching him draw for a while, Kate asks him to draw her, and Mike agrees. However, he refuses to create realistic portraits, deeming them boring. Mike prefers to stick to his unique style, leading Kate to lose interest in modeling for him. Mike continues drawing until the crayon is depleted, leaving green stains all over the bathroom and the towel on the floor, much to Kate's irritation. Later, Kate apologizes for her behavior, acknowledging that this experience is more challenging than she initially thought. They console themselves by realizing they only have 20 days left. Days pass in boredom until one morning when Kate discovers a gun in the bathroom. Too scared to check if it's loaded, they decide to hide it under the bed, as the AI prohibits placing non-clothing objects in the laundry chute. Eventually, the couple is rewarded with connect time, during which messages from their loved ones play. Mike receives a message from his sister updating him on their parents and assuming he isn't dating Kate anymore. Although seeing his sister brings happiness to Mike, Kate panics when a video of her father, now residing in a homeless shelter, appears on the screen. Since the video won't stop playing, no matter how much she asks, Kate runs to hide behind the bathroom entrance and cries. Mike comes over to comfort her. After sleeping while clinging desperately to her boyfriend, Kate doesn't get up when the alarm announces the morning. She stays in bed all day, fallen into a depressed state. When Mike expresses his worries, Kate tells him she hadn't seen her father in years and always lied to Mike about who he was because she was ashamed of her dad and the way he drank away the house, her school fees, and her chances of growing up like a normal person. With only a little over 2 weeks to go, Kate continues to stay in bed while Mike tries to find new ways to entertain himself. He modifies his drawings by smudging the crayon with his fingers or reads the pajama label in as many emotions as possible, akin to acting exercises. Mike attempts to make Kate eat by cracking jokes about the food, but it proves futile. In the end, he joins her in bed, hoping to provide some comfort. However, it still doesn't work, and sometimes Mike decides to sleep on the floor just to experience something different. One morning, he tries to convince Kate to take a treat. Growing increasingly frustrated, Mike mentions he isn't sure he can continue, which finally inspires Kate to get out of bed. Before taking a shower, she tells Mike to take his second treat, even if it costs $250,000. Mike complies, and to his shock, the door opens to allow a naked woman named Simone to enter the room. She's an actress, unaware of the project details, only booked for a month and staying for 24 hours. Kate dislikes Simone's presence and makes Mike give her his t-shirt to cover up. Simone notices Mike's art, praises it, and recognizes its influences, which further upsets Kate. That night, Mike offers to sleep on the floor, but Kate decides they can all share the bed. Kate experiences trouble sleeping that night. In the morning, she doesn't find Simone on the bed, assuming she's gone, but Simone is in the bathroom. Unable to bear it any longer, Kate decides to take a treat, receiving a box with 3 fun candies. Kate immediately takes one and offers one to Simone, while Mike hesitates before accepting one too. They start dancing and flailing around the room, sharing group kisses. However, Mike experiences a bad trip, seeing blood everywhere and dreaming he's underwater, mentioning something about Sean and drowning. Kate has to comfort him until he falls asleep. Simone asks Kate about Mike's reference to Sean, and Kate reveals that Mike's little brother Sean drowned in the family's pool while Mike was supposed to babysit him. Mike had been high at the time, adding to his guilt. Simone also asks about how they met, and Kate recalls a rainy day when Mike offered to catch raindrops for her. When Mike wakes up, Simone shares that she lost her mother as a child, and the two bond over grief and lost loved ones. Simone takes Mike's hand to comfort him, leading to a misunderstanding with Kate, who thinks Simone is trying to steal her boyfriend. This sparks an argument, with Simone pointing out Kate's insecurities. Mike yells at them to stop before walking away. Kate attempts to apologize, admitting that what she saw was probably nothing, but Simone fuels the situation, suggesting it might not be nothing. The next morning, Mike isn't feeling well, and Simone is gone. However, There's a message from her on the wall in green crayon, thanking Mike for a wild night. Kate freaks out, ignoring Mike's explanation that he didn't do anything, and insists the room is intentionally messing with them. In her anger, Kate pushes Mike to the floor, causing him to hurt his head and bleed. Mike steps away from her, reminding her of his loyalty and sacrifices for their relationship. He emphasizes that he never cheated on her, made lifestyle adjustments for her, and even left college to support her when she was depressed. However, all he gets in return is jealousy. Crying, Kate continues to apologize, but their conversation is interrupted when Mike begins feeling dizzy from the wound. Mike believes he needs a doctor, but Kate brings him some milkshake, insisting on avoiding medical intervention as per the contract. Mike is incredulous, questioning if Kate truly cares. Though his wound is small and eventually stops bleeding, he is troubled by the realization of how far Kate might have gone for money if the injury had been worse. Disliking the impact of their environment on them, and understanding that money won't fix their deeper issues, Mike decides to leave, inviting Kate to do the same. Kate refuses, pointing out that it's easy for him to talk like this because he's always had money. She retrieves the gun to threaten him into staying, but Mike ignores her and presses the button, finally leaving the room just a few days before victory. After spending time lying around and having moments of distress in the shower, Kate notices the raindrop drawing on the wall, inspiring her to approach the button and consider her options with only 2 days left. Many months later, a no-single Mike is going for a run when he sees Kate coming out of a building. They haven't seen each other since the room and decide to go for a walk to chat and catch up. When Mike asks Kate if she left the room or won, she dodges the question. Despite this, she offers an apology for what happened. As they walk away, the building is revealed to be the homeless shelter, which has a plaque stating that an anonymous donation allowed them to build the new kitchen. Meanwhile, in the Immaculate room, a new couple arrives to take the challenge. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.